Hey, it's Ravina. Welcome back to my channel. And today is a very special day, even though it's not the day of the event, but I am very happy and very proud to announce that I am renting an antique booth. I just wanted to put this video out there so that I could have memories of how it all started in 2021, and hopefully the business is a success. And I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of information for those of you who are curious about what is an antique booth, how do you make money, do I have to be there to watch my booth, what's it like to be a booth owner. So I will be tackling all of the questions that I have gotten in real life, as well as questions that I've gotten on social media. And speaking of social media, just a little plug here for my Instagram. If you're not following me on Instagram and Facebook, I am on both of those platforms. Last year, 2020, it was a turning point, I believe, for a lot of us, because we had a lot more downtime to think about where we wanted our life to go, what direction we wanted to go in as far as like work, with our hobbies, with our children, with education. I just think all of us had a lot more time to think about the type of life that we're cultivating and the type of life that we really want for ourselves. A lot of us had a similar experience. So I had an idea towards the end of the year, and I thought, you know what? I have all of these items in my house right now that I own. I thought to myself, these would make really good, they would do really good in a small antique booth. So there's an antique booth, an antique store close to my house. It's actually a little antique store, plus they also have an ice cream parlor there where you can get these monster milkshakes, and they also have, part of the store is a feed store where you can get feed for your livestock and your animals. And I always just thought, like, this would be a really cool hobby to have, a little antique booth. And the booths there, to me, were small enough for me to get started, to not feel overwhelmed. So when we got back from New Orleans for my husband's graduation, I thought, let me just run by there and ask some questions about how much does it cost, how big is the space, how much rent per month, how does this all work? So when I went, I found out that the booth is about, it's a 5 by 5 square feet is the booth. So it's not very big. And so it didn't feel overwhelming. And the next question I wanted to ask the owner was, do you have any of them available? Sure enough, she had 3 booths available, and I got to see all 3 of them and decide which one I wanted. And I went with one that had 2 peg walls on either side, which I'll insert some footage as I'm talking so you guys can see what I was looking at when I first went and see exactly where we're going with this. I looked at the booths and I picked out which one I wanted, and this is how it all works. So at my local antique store, which is called the Mercantile, the down payment was $50. And then the rent is $50 a month. And the commission split is the seller keeps 90% of the sales, and then the Mercantile owner, the business there, takes 10% because they're paying the overhead for the rent. They're checking your customers out. That's another thing. Another common question that I got was, am I going to have to be there selling my items? No, I won't have to be there selling my items, but I will go there often to make sure my items are selling, to move things around in the booth so that it keeps everything looking fresh and new, and also just to like tidy up my booth, clean it up, all those things. So I will be around. I'm not just going to put the items there and then leave, like rake in the money. It actually takes work to do this, which I'm willing to do. So I have been working on, this past month of January, I have been working on doing my inventory, where I'm logging all of my items by name, what I pay for them, I'm counting that as my wholesale price, and what I'm gonna charge for them, I'm counting that as my retail price. So that way I can see that I'm making a profit margin, because as a business owner, You want to make a profit. You want to be a for-profit business. Who wouldn't want to be a for-profit business? I've also been making some things, making some jewelry to go in the booth, and soon I'll start making some body butter. And if you want my body butter recipe, I will add the tab up here so that you can check that out. But I will also be doing a lot of prep work. Tagging items is another big thing that I'm gonna have to do, and then getting the booth ready. And sure, I'm gonna bring you guys along as I get the booth ready, as I make sure that it is spectacular looking, as best as I can make it look. I want to make it look inviting, and I also want to sell while I'm there. I want to make some money. So this is not going to be my primary income. This is just a hobby. So this will be a secondary income. I'm so excited to tell you guys about my booth, Sincerely Mrs. Griffin, the booth. It is coming February 1st. I'm going to show you guys some more footage that we took. And then let me just give you a sneak peek as to what I am looking at right now. This room, this bed is completely clear, but a few weeks ago, this bed was full of items that were going to the booth. So let me just pick up the camera. I'll show you where all of my items are at. I have stuff all on this yard sale table, under the table, and in my guest bedroom closet, which you guys cannot see, but I'll show you guys what I have in here. So this is what I have. It's kind of dark in there. I don't know if you guys could see it all, but it is jam-packed with items. And then this is the table. Let me turn this around. Here's everything that's on the table. And then stuff on the floor. Here is some of the jewelry that's going in the booth. These lovely leather earrings. I'm also making button earrings out of buttons. And they are super duper cute, very simple. I'm excited to bring you guys along on this journey of opening this booth. And I'm praying that it is blessed by God and that it will be profitable in the year 2021. So let me know if you have any comments down below. If you want to email me and find out the exact location, if you're in Northwest Florida or if you're traveling to this area, I will do that. You can send me an email to my business email address, which is in the description. If you want to see what items are going to be in the booth, just out of curiosity's sake, you can follow me on Instagram. That's going to be my primary place that I post items that I have going into the booth. So I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye. I'm super excited. Signed the contract already for this thing. This is the future home of my booth, and right now it's being occupied, but it will be my booth come February the 1st. And I am so excited to show you guys how I transformed this booth